And we are back on Out and About today in the middle of Buzz About, lots to talk about. Pam Wheeler, of course, here as always, and Don Schlosser filling in for Brent Meredith. We're glad you're here, Don.
Great to be here.
Now, we're talking about the film, we're about to talk about the film Pride, which is a really interesting concept. Actually, we're going to take a look at the clip right now, and then we can talk about it on the backside. But some Welsh miners were going on strike, and they enlisted the help of some LGBT community. And we're going to see from this clip, and we'll talk about it right after that.
Come meet everybody.
Name here the group or organization you represent, in this case.
Lesbians and gay support the minors.
Quite absolutely.
Now, I'm hoping you can clear something up for me about lesbians.
Not that way.
It's something I was told in the covered market.
Now, get settled in first, shall we?
We raised this money because we want to help you.
Everything will be all right once they start to mix.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm just talking to Kev about something.
Get out there and find a gay or a lesbian right now.
I don't want the wrong impression.
Right, because you're so bloody irresistible.
What I was told about lesbians can't be true, can it? You're all vegetarians.
It's embarrassing enough they spent one night on Dice Row.
I don't mind taking more. Not the lesbians so much because of their cuisine, but I'll take an extra gay.
Mining communities are being bullied just like we are.
Without that pit, these villages are nothing. They're finished.
The gaggle of gays and lesbians has come out in favour of the miners' strike.
We've been backed up by perverts.
Every day they're out collecting for us.
What they're really doing is pushing their own agenda.
Shut her mouth or I'm gonna do it.
All right, so that's the film Pride. So what are your impressions of an unlikely alliance like the miners and the LGBT community? Pam?
Well, I want to. That's one of the few movies you've shown here that I want to see. It actually, and there's some star power, and it's a great story. I'm excited. They said lesbian like 12 times in that little clip.
There you go. And great reviews too.
You know, and a great story, of course.
Yeah, a great story, and not made up. It's based on a true story 30 years ago. To have this kind of, and to get the historical perspective, but in a way that brings light to issues and bringing up community together.
And I think one of the things that I was reading in People magazine was one of the ladies, she's a miner's wife who entered politics after the strike. She's now a member of parliament. She said the group's common thread was people telling us they had been oppressed for many years, and that common thread brought them together, and you're going to see the results in that movie. So check that out, Pride. Now, there's another television show that is on right now, Transparent, with Jeffrey Tambor. He's a trans. He's coming out to his family. We're going to take a look at it, and then we'll talk about that on the backside.
Listen, I need to talk to you about something. There's a big change going on. And oh God, I love you kids. I love you kids. I love you kids. I love you kids. I love you kids.
It is cancer.
Daddy,
oh my God.
You were right. If you're dying.
I knew it was cancer. Daddy, are you dying?
I don't think he has cancer.
Dad, just tell us if you're dying.
You have cancer. He looks good.
Thank you.
Well, it doesn't matter how he looks. Remember Jill Goldberg? She had a melanoma for 3 years. They couldn't see it, then boom, she's dead.
Jill Goldberg is dead?
Yeah. No, and if Daddy had cancer, you'd have the kind where you look good. Like the one, well, all your friends died of it. What was it? Prostate cancer. That's the one that you'd probably have, right?
Super sick.
Oh my God.
You never know.
Nothing to be joked about.
Then that's beside.
How many of your friends?
Stop it!
All right, impressions on Transparent.
I love the fact that we're not only dealing with the change of this individual from male to female, but we're talking about a whole change in television. We're talking about a whole change in culture. It's just a picture of what's going on and how quickly the whole culture is changing.
Which is really nice, and they shine a light on it now with television shows. They're really doing this more and more.
Well, right, and we, put yourself at that table. When there are shows that feature gay characters, lesbian characters, we can relate a little bit. Like, that's different. It makes it. I'm very interested in that, and I need to know when it's on because I haven't seen that.
It's on Amazon, so you can see it anytime. You can binge the whole show if you want to.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love binging.
So check that out. I do too. So that's Transparent. All right, let's talk about Shonda Rhimes. She is, of course, Uber producer, Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, which I'm loving that show. But controversy on one of the fans of the shows actually tweeted that they thought that there was just too much gay sex on it. In fact, one of the tweets was, and we'll take a look. Of course, you see some of the stars right there. But she says The gay scenes in Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder are too much. There is no point, and they add nothing to the plot. And then Shonda Rhimes tweeted back, if you use the phrase gay scenes, you are not only late to the party, but also not invited to the party. She says there are no gay scenes, there are scenes with people in them. So your impressions of that, Pam?
Well, I do watch that show, and you know, I think the writer's wrong that it doesn't add anything to it, because that character, you know, that sex scene and the things he does, how he manipulates people, it's connected to it. And I see it too. There's sex scenes like that all the time with straight people.
Right, right.
Who cares?
But again, it shows how the culture is changing, because when we start introducing gay characters in television, we wanted them to be non-threatening. We could see them as a hairdresser, we could see them as somebody who worked in our community, but we don't want to know what they're doing. It's the homophobia that says, I'm okay with you, but I don't want to see that. And so we're crossing a line here that's making people very uncomfortable.
And you know what, but I think that it's nice that they continue to push the boundaries, and I love what Shonda Rhimes said by, it's not a gay sex scene, it's a people scene. Because that's what, I mean, to me, that's the underlying thing of the whole scene.
That's entirely true, because I've heard people say that being gay is not about who you have sex with, it's about whom you love. But I think deeper than that, there really is something to say about the fact that there's a physical attraction. We need to honor that and name it.
Agreed. But I have to say, I have had friends who don't watch the show, who've heard the buzz, that want to see it because gay guys are featured in these hot scenes.
Okay. All right.
I'm just telling you like it is.
We're out of time. Thank you so much, Don. It was great having you on.
Great to be here. Thanks.
Come back anytime. Don't go away. The holiday season is upon us, and so is the season for eating. When we return, we'll get some advice from an expert on keeping the holiday weight off.